really have to take a look. This is an opportunity for us seriously to look at the informal economy. And I'm looking at the bottom of the heap, those who have a bit of cafes, not the ones permittent عمالة غير منتظمة. And the manufacturing sector too, because there's a huge SME manufacturing sector that's totally outside of the financing system, outside of banks, of credit, of anything. The approach in days gone by has always been, let's formalize them so that we can tax them. The opportunity now is to stop doing that and take a brand new, fresh look at these people, how they are formal. They're not informal pirates. They're families. They're not individuals. And adopt an approach towards formalization that looks at families. In fact, many of the businesses in slums are where you have a lot of unpaid female labor. So you really want them to formalize so that their wives and daughters can get paid and can get social protection. So we have stopped looking at how much we're going to collect in taxes once we formalize these people, and thus let's be very good at registering their businesses and taxing. And even if we go through the grace period, it's not going to work. That's one. The other is, if you look at why these people are not working, it's not because there are no jobs. There are jobs, maybe not as many as we need, but there are jobs. However, these people will never qualify for the jobs that are available in the market. So, as we look at formalization, we really need to look at reskilling people who are outside of the sector. Many of the people who are in that cafe-style informal sector would love permanent jobs, would love the security of jobs somewhere in the bank, but they're totally up. So the Ministry of Education, for instance, has launched a partnership with the private sector to establish applied technology schools, where the private sector adopts a technical vocational school and just revamps the curriculum, provides the trainers and the teachers, provides equipment and so on, and more often than not, the private sector philanthropist or partner ends up employing these people because he needs skilled workers. So in addition to skilling the informal sector, we need to look at intelligent ways of bringing them into the economy without penalizing them by taxing them immediately.
Yes, I think, thank you so much. The tax is possibly something that we will move on to in a second. Yes, sir, if I can jump back to you for 1 second. Obviously, these are exceptional circumstances, but if we talk about the way that the government is choosing to handle it at the moment, how much of it is reactive, how much of it is proactive, and looking forward, what do you think the strengths and weaknesses are in the short, medium, and long term? Because I know that you are sort of concerned about the medium and long term.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, just simply, I think some of the measures were proactive, some of the measures were reactive, but reactive in a sense that it was a timely reaction to a crisis that people saw, like with tourism, for example. It was a reaction, but a quick reaction that was appreciated by the industry as a whole. Now, looking forward, I mean, this is maybe a couple of points I would make. Number one, that there is no one size fits all. Different countries have different needs, have different policies, and they should react differently. Okay, what applies to South Africa might not apply to Egypt. What applies to India might not apply to Egypt, and so on and so forth. So this is where you need a sense of creativity, as well as you need a sense of knowing exactly what the end game is and what you want to do. We can all debate, the objectives. It's employment, whether it's boosting demand, whether it's preserving industries. I mean, different things. And we can actually debate the policies, whether they're fiscal, monetary, or more structural policy. But the one thing that we have to do, and this is really special for Egypt's case, is looking at the longer term in terms of what this crisis have unfolded for Egypt. It unfolded, many issues, and I think they're, easy to deal with, and if you have the right policy, they will have a very good impact. Number one, we spoke about the manufacturing sector in the informal economy. Bring that in manufacturing sector to the formal economy. Okay, the approach should not be taxation. Okay, we understand that they have to be taxed. Okay, but a fresh approach to show those people who are, as Dr. Laila said and as Angus said, those people who are having small factories, small shops in residential areas that nobody knows anything about, and they don't want anything from the government. So they're not looking for loans, they're not looking for electricity, they're not looking for anything. These are small, right? So you need to have a fresh approach to those. And actually, once you bring those in, okay, this is how, you have a way of supporting them actually and providing services to them. So that's number one. Number two, in terms of technology, I think what this crisis also showed us, and we all watch, all those videos on, on the social media, telemedicine. If you want to expand the health insurance to as many people as possible, you need to actually automize it. Okay, you need to get out of the current system right now. You need to spend more, but you're sure that you're going to get a better return on that. In terms of cashless societies and financial inclusion, it's not only that you're not only addressing those with those who are banked, you're addressing other people. So you need to expand your or maybe expand your approach to actually change, automate points of sale to begin with. This is how basically financial inclusion happened in China. You changed the point of sale, you automated the point of sale. So there was a less need for cash in the society. Okay? And that's how you can bring people in the system, because they have to use technology, they have to use their cards, or maybe not their cards, their phones, and so on. You have a population here in Egypt where the penetration of smartphones is almost at 35% of the population. So you have 35 million people with smartphones. You have 110 million phones for those 100 million Egyptians. Okay, yes. These are the tools that you want to approach, and you need to support those industries. You need to support those industries in education, e-learning, in healthcare, in the financial sector. These are the things that you need to actually. This can be a turning point for Egypt's economy in the next 2 to 3 years.
So let me ask you something. When you say two things, one on the taxes, I think one of Egypt's problems has been traditionally that it's just not very good at collecting taxes, and therefore the approach has been to slap taxes onto consumer goods, which of course is paid disproportionately by poorer people in society. So in the middle of all this, you're going to ask the government to curb the impulse to collect money from taxes, which won't be easy, but if we try and forego some of those taxes, then that windfall will have to be made up somehow. So then, are we looking at wealth taxes on wealthier individuals, on corporations? I mean, how would you intend to make up the fall on taxes? And then the second thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, and then the second thing would be, when you say support some of these small industries, what kind of support are you talking about? But I'm sorry I jumped into your question. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, in regards to taxes, I'm not arguing for alleviating the current tax system or any of that. I think that there has to be a tax structure that taxes, but again, it's just as much as the informal sector. Okay, as much as the informal sector holds so many people in manufacturing, it is the informal sector that doesn't also pay taxes. Okay, that doesn't pay VAT. Okay, so it's actually it's the taxation, the way it's structured, it taxed only those who and you actually sort of have a heavy hand in taxation on those who okay, which is again fine. I mean, it's a if there is wealth, you need to pay more taxes. I totally subscribe to that. But what I'm saying is, when you have that underlying argument why you want to bring in the informal sector, and the only narrative that you're using is because you want to tax them, they're not going to come in. They're going to, play tricks, and look, governments and governments lose against its citizens all the time, or 99% of the time. So that's my number one point. The number 2 point which you raised is how to support those industries. I think it's really important that the initiatives of the central bank for supporting, for micro lending, small and medium-sized enterprise, they need to be more effective. Okay,